Надо сделать принт-скрин, наверное.
Ну, это можно сделать, но можно я могу сфоткать на телефон, или оно будет хуже?
Там уже просто...
Вы все фотографируете, да, коллеги?
Еще нет, еще Оксана не начали.
Вот, но как на телефоне, вот мы и там.
Да,
Вот, вообще.
difference.
Юля, включите запись нашей
Она
встречи.
включена в облако сразу.
Отлично.
Ничего мимо не пройдет, да?
Нет, все под запись.
Да, все, мы увидели. Отлично, спасибо.
Вы на работе или дома?
Мы на работе, Мы все записываем, иначе испанские партнеры просят все под запись. Мы...
Они с нами или нет?
Да. Франческа with us.
Да,
Good afternoon.
А как видите? Так...
Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Where is our coordinator?
Надо вот так только листать.
Is it just the four of us?
He doesn't have Eastern
No,
European
four.
language.
Он с вами не связывался, у него уж ничего не поменялось?
Я сейчас ему напишу.
Уже 2 часа ровно.
Ну да, просто уже больше.
А и в это тоже же могла.
Дякую, може пізніше нарада зараз. Дякую. Хорошо. Так, Ян. А может быть, да, давай, мне кажется, надо...
Может быть, Ян потом.
Wait 2 minutes.
Виктор coming by metro.
Let's wait 2 minutes and we will start.
I wrote to Jan and now I write to Yvette
To
also.
Yvette. I will write to Yvette.
You will? So guys, I think let's start because they are not in WhatsApp also. I hope they will join in a moment. Some technical problem in the Netherlands. They have bad internet connection, I think. Actually, if to compare
from the start.
Yeah, if to compare internet connection in Ukraine and in all other countries, I think we have the best one. Anyway, I'm happy to see you all here, and I am not lucky that we are not in Batumi actually, but here in Zoom in rainy and cold Kiev. Hope we will meet soon somewhere else in Batumi, yeah, in Batumi.
In September, October.
I want to thank to our colleagues from Kharkiv Karazin University for organizing of this meeting. Actually, their job according to the work packages, I think. But anyway, thank you. So we will have this meeting is to present our achievements on program development. Two universities will share their experience as we have already started the program last year, and I hope after this meeting all the questions will be will disappear like this. so we can discuss everything. Sure, 3 hours is not too much, but at least we have good experts here who can consult, and this is the platform for sharing the experience of all the partners. Julia, as a head of this meeting, I think you can say some words about the schedule, about the timing. I know that we have only 15 minutes per partner. I'm not sure it's enough, but so let's agree how we'll do it.
Okay, good afternoon once more, dear colleagues. Unfortunately, this meeting is online and we can't welcome you in Kharkiv because according to the application of the project, this meeting should be in Kharkiv. But due to the situation, it is online, but we are very happy that you are healthy and everything is okay with you and that you can join this meeting today. So the main goal of this meeting is presentation of the master program in partner countries in Ukraine, Azerbaijan, and Georgia. So we divided our program in some parts. The first part will be the presentation of the program in each country and in each university. Firstly, one participant from the country will tell the situation with the mediation sphere, maximum for 3 minutes, just general information or maybe some changes for this period. And after that, each university will present their program maximum for 15 minutes. And after that, the next block will be the mediation in European countries. Our European colleagues can answer of your questions and can tell the situation of the delivery of their program in distance now due to the COVID-19. And after that will be the brief evaluation of the programs in mediation by our European experts, and our coordinator will tell us about the future plans of the realization of the program. So I think that I don't know if Jan is joining us or not. Jan, are you here? No.
He can hear us, but he cannot talk now.
Hello, can you understand me?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Hello,
You
Jan.
can talk now, okay.
Yes.
Okay, great.
So please tell us some welcome words and we will start the first section.
Some welcome words.
As the coordinator of the project.
As a coordinator of the project, well, of course, I'm very happy to see all the familiar faces again. So thank you. Really sorry that I'm a bit delayed, but in our agendas it was 2:30. So something went wrong on this. Sorry. But strange times now in Corona. I don't know how it is in all the countries, but we are very happy that in Holland it is almost over. So everything is opening up again. I don't know how it is in other countries, but I expect that even the airports will open up again really soon. So I hope that just after summer holidays, we can, in full swing, come back together if nothing strange will happen. We have been discussing a lot on a lot of aspects, the agreements, other universities, the possibilities for the master, but this will come after all your presentations. So thanks for being there. And let's get started, I would say. Is that enough for welcoming?
Thank you very much. And also I want to give the floor to Oliver, our partner from Germany.
Oh, thank you very much. Hello from Berlin, Germany. It feels a little bit like European Song Contest to say these words. So congratulations to Kharkiv for your fabulous show. No, honestly, it feels very, very good to see and to hear all of you, more or less in person in these difficult times. So I'm very happy to be with you, and I'm very curious to your presentations. As you know, this meeting will be evaluated afterwards, as always. So please react in time, as usual. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I want to give the floor to Viktor Savchenko, representative of Karazin National University, to give the brief information of the mediation sphere in Ukraine. Please, just some minutes. We don't hear you, Viktor. No. Something wrong with the voice. No, we don't hear you.
Витя, у тебя микрофон выключен. Включи микрофон в зуме в самом.
Нет, ничего не слышно, Витя. I think that we can start with the Cork University, and after the presentation of the university, we will go to the information about the mediation in Ukraine. Victor, please do something with your voice. I want to represent you, Olga Karpova, director of the business school. She will make the presentation of the program in mediation.
So, hello everybody, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
First of all, let me welcome all of you here in our Zoom meeting. Nice to see so many faces involved in mediation program implementation. And first of all, I would like to pass the words to Oleg Triboy, who will introduce situation about mediation in Ukraine from our point of view. And Oleg, please take the floor.
Hello. Is everything okay with my voice? With
Yes.
mic? It's okay. Situation with mediation in Ukraine now is very interesting because we are on the stage of popularity. Everybody in legal world talking about mediation. Somebody is pro, somebody is contra. But today, our legal system, so-called lawyers, judges, and everybody from this sector, attorneys, very interested in mediation and start to look forward to understand how does it work. And for example, 2 days ago, it was a training for business advocates in Kiev. And my last session was about conflict resolution, where I told a lot about our project and about negotiations and mediation. 10 people who were in and more than 20 were online. It was no questions, but big interest. But for people now, it's just a period of understanding that mediation is not a consultation from lawyer. It's not a consulting. It is a process. And it is very good. And a lot of work of my colleagues were put in this work to make mediation popular in Ukraine. But from perspective of government, we have one new edition of law about mediation in our government. but in program of our president, the government development of Ukraine, it is written that all kind of reformation of court system, including mediation, it will be okay in plans for 2025 year, 5 years more. We do not know will be this law adopted and voted in our parliament, but we decide, not we, all of us, but many people who work in mediation decide to work like we do now. We do not wait for our law and for our parliament, but we are doing our job and make mediation popular. And for my part, it's mostly it is for lawyers and for attorneys. And I think that this year will be some kind of crucial year in understanding of mediation as a service which our mediators, Ukrainian mediators, can give to people. And it will be with law of mediation, about mediation, or without law, but we will do it how we do it now. It is just it. No news from last year about changes in our legal system from mediation point of view. But from real life, it is very, very good. And maybe in our every city, we have opened some groups of mediators, and they start to promote mediations. And many of our colleagues start to teach mediation, some courses, some understanding, some short courses. But I think we will have a lot of success in this year in popularization and in, how do you say, development of understanding. Now I can say we have mediation in Ukraine, and next step is what it is. Mediation in Ukraine. Now we are working with universities and with project and with Krok University to tell people that mediation is a process. It is a strict process. It's a very interesting process. You should study and study very seriously about it. And nobody really believes that you can have mediation skills for 45 hours of studying. Nobody really believes in it. And people try to find a good course, serious course. And I recommend in Kiev, Krok, what can I say? Because in Krok, we have now Erasmus program, MEDIATS program, and other program with mediation and about mediation. Thank you very much. That's all for me.
Thank you, Oleg. So, colleagues, let me continue with so I can share a screen, and who is the host of this meeting, please let me allow to share screen, please. Is it possible? Because I am unable to share screen.
Now you can do it.
Okay, I try once again. So, do you see presentation? Таня, посмотрите.
Yeah, everything is clear.
Yes, we do.
Yes. So let me start, and so keep you informed.
Olga, please make it full screen.
Full screen?
Yes, F5 maybe, or at the top left corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Ольга Михайловна, показ слайдов. Сделайте показ слайдов сначала. Нажмите показ слайдов сначала, и мышкой можно перелистывать. Сначала, вот видите, сначала, с текущего слайда, отлично.
Ага, все. So I manage. Sorry, I am not very experienced in Zoom making presentation. So, but finally I manage with the assistance of my colleague. Thank you very much. So let me present what we did, and last year we start. So as far as Kroc Business School, as a part of Kroc University, was assigned to implement master's program on mediation and conflict resolution, and we created action plan. So we fulfilled several tasks. First task, it was program promotion. Second task, it was to start potential candidates enrollment and admission to the program. And third step, it was curriculum development. And so create a schedule of classes and so on. All those matters related to organizing study process at a high possible level. And also to support program administration. And so recruitment process has started in September 19, and we received in total 48 applications. But those people who would like to submit a full package of documents, total number was 27 people. And those 27 people participated in selection process. And finally, 15 individuals were admitted to study at the program. We created also admission commission. And so we set up requirements for candidates who apply for the program. They should have a bachelor, master, or specialist degree. It must be mature individuals who understand the principles of mediation, and therefore we ask every candidate to write and submit essay or motivation letter to describe and keep us informed why they decided to become mediators and why they need to study at this program. And one more requirement, it was English language proficiency at upper intermediate level. So each applicant delivered all necessary documents and also passed tests on management, English, and psychology. And each one candidate passed the interview with admission commission. And finally, 15 individuals, as I said previously, was admitted to study at the program. So results of admission, you can see students' profile and gender balance. 80% within the group are female, and we are glad that female are more active in mediation than male, and 20% of the group is a male. So gender balance, from my point of view, is very important for the group dynamics, for group work, and many other factors related to this gender balance. And I could recommend in next admissions to take attention to that fact. So education, almost half of our candidates received law degree, and also some part, about 30%, it was economy. They have economic background, and the rest philosophy, psychology, and others. So industries represented among the group. This is tele and radio communication sectors, law, consulting, finance, education, and sales. So this is a group. In fact, we took this picture at the start of the program. So if I talk in the program structure, creating curriculum, we consider it and take into account work experience and study and examine what progressive countries from mediation point of view doing. And also we conducted this series of meetings with representatives of our professional communities, such as National Association of Mediators and also Association of Family Mediators, and received some important and useful advices from them. Also, we talked to many experts who understand the principles of mediation. And our program are now divided in 4 blocks. The mediator is a profession, psychology of conflicts and conflict resolution and how to find solution in various situations. Block 3, communication, negotiation, and emotional competencies. And block 4, coaching and facilitation. Second year devoted to specialized training for those who would like to deepen in some specific areas of mediation, such as business mediation, or maybe labor disputes, or maybe family mediation in family matters. And student can select 2 electives from the list of 10 courses. So in total, we have 14 mandatory courses delivered during the first year of study, and 2 electives from the list. So program details you can see at this slide. Duration of the program 1 year and 4 months. The formal requirements of our national legislation according to master's degree program. And we offer this program in training format 4 days per month, from usually this Thursday to Sunday, this study module, and time 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Every 4 days. Total workload 90 credits or 2,700 hours. Contact hours you can see in classroom, self-study hours. So if you are talking about this program, all those who applied and study, all of them are working people. And they have very heavy workload on their offices and their main area of activity, and also they have rather heavy workload for self-study. Also, we plan 1 internship abroad, as far as I know. So the project allow us to plan such kind of internship, and at the end of the program, students should submit master thesis. These are also requirements of our national legislation. So program learning outcome, I do not go into deep details, but I hope I can share this presentation, and you can get acquainted with program learning outcome, what we expect from our students and our graduates. This is our web page, because we created web page for our at a business school website. Also, we share information about the program implementation among our Facebook visitors, and also we print out and publish a lot of articles in professional magazines and journals. And so we are trying to spread out information about this program on mediation as wider as possible. So our target audience for next enrollments is so we take a lot of interviews and receiving feedback from our students. And some of them, company owners and top managers, they consider mediation as a very useful instrument and very useful tool for managed companies. Therefore, one of our targeted audience, top managers and company owners, as well as human resource directors of the companies, HR specialists, those who are dealing with people and who rather often meet conflicts in organization, and for them this program would be also useful. Another category, this is attorney, judge, and lawyers, and also psychologists and coaches. We also consider them as potential clients of this program. Which resources we provide to our clients, to our students, and our faculty members. First of all, library, Moodle platform. So we all faced with COVID-19 and should transfer to online program delivery. And from my point of view, we managed rather successfully. And I am grateful to all our faculty members who are working on this program. And also, I didn't mention about team of our faculty members. So we created a very powerful and highly professional team of instructors. Majority of them are professional mediators with internationally recognized qualification and certification. Part of them participated in program delivered especially for instructors, and attended in Latvia and Spain training program and successfully passed all necessary exams. From my point of view, it seems I manage in 15 minutes, and if you have questions, please feel free to send them to me. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope you received this kind of overall picture, what we are doing here in Krok with how we deliver and how we implement this master program on mediation and conflict resolution. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much. Dear colleagues, do you have any questions?
Could I?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. And I have a question about curriculum.
Anya, можете мне это самое?
You said that in your study plan you have 14 mandatory disciplines, subjects, and 2 elective.
Yes.
Yes.
16.
And as I know, in our Ukrainian standards, we should have at least 25% of elective disciplines. How it match to this, or maybe?
Elena, in future we will take that into consideration. So if you are talking right now about that, you know, our primary goal was to how to say, be able to keep the quality.
Okay.
And then follow the formal procedure, how many courses should be in curriculum.
Okay, thank you very much. Because
Okay, thank you very much. Do you have any questions, colleagues?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, please.
So hello everyone. So my question is related to the internship. So will you also give credits for the internship?
In fact, it should be, but I don't know. We need to decide that. If yes, of course, we will take that like a credit. Maybe in future curriculum, it would be counted as necessary credit hours. But we should decide.
Okay, thank you. Any questions?
One more question, Ms. Karpova. Can you give us organization mode in Zoom, please? Because we forward it to you when you give us presentation. Just put the right mouse button on our video and give us organization.
Ага. Таня, а можете мне тут помочь?
На наш экранчик нужно просто нажать мышкой. И
Вот
там...
на ваш вот этот?
Вот три, да, для Юля и я.
Мьют сделать?
Не, кстати, 3 точечки.
Ага, так.
Там организаторам нужно сделать.
Или вот здесь.
Не, на 3 точки. Что нужно сделать?
Передать им права организатора.
Давайте. Где у вас тут на английском?
Rename or what to do? Make host.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay, thank you. And dear colleagues, please know that we have just 15 minutes for all presentation and questions and answers, because now it was more than 1/2 minutes the presentation. So please don't forget about the time. And now we want to give the floor to the Chernivtsi National University. Who will make the presentation? Ruslana, will you?
Hello, everybody. Give me an acceptable presentation, please, Yulia.
Yes, okay. Yes. Now you can do.
Can you start? Dear colleagues, let me present the vision of the master program in mediation of the CNU, educational and professional program for training the mediation of Yuri Petrovich, Chernivtsi National University. First of all, I would like to state that the latest world events regarding the coronavirus have forced us to focus on working through the internet and social networks, and as a result, today we have more than 21,000 views of the official site and more than 36,000 views of Facebook and more than 42,000 views of Instagram. Our team has not changed, and we have been working hard for the second year for improve and the mediation master program, Chernivtsi National University. Let me remind you that we started the first pilot program in 2019. The pilot version of the master degree program in mediation was developed as a profile specialized education and professional program for training the mediation in the framework of the education and professional program of the master in the specialty law in the amount of 43.5 ECTS credits, which cover 8 elective courses and undergraduate practice. The development of the program was preceded by international examination of the quality of the education program, Bachelor of Law, creation of a system of internal support for the development and piloting of master degree program in mediation, development of principles and procedures for the development and implementation of master degree program in mediation, and first pilot program was entered into force by decision of the academic council of the university, dated in June of the 19. Sorry. We had some lessons. Our first piloting magister program. To study under this program, 14 people were selected, graduated of the Bachelor of the Law of CHNU. All students enrolled in the program proved to be of high quality in the time of their bachelor's degree, as they successfully passed their selection for national admission to the master degree program by computer testing according to the principle of external evaluation. All teachers who work with master of the 2019 enrollment have received special training organized by together with NGO Bukovina Center Mediation. More than 70% of the total master degree program in mediation was already been completed now. The total amount of special training for people studying for a master degree program in mediation was insufficient, and the amount of practical training of persons studying for a master degree program in mediation was insufficient. Because we decided to develop this program and create a new pilot version this program. The 2020 master program in mediation has fully absorbed the experience gained by the university project team in studying the European experience of training mediators in Netherlands, Latvia, and Spain. In the process of developing the master degree program in mediation in 2020, the own lesson of the implementation of the master degree program in 2019 were taken into account prior to the official approval of the master degree program in mediation in 2020. There was a wide and long, more than 2 months, public discussion of its project. Master degree program in mediation of CHNU 2020 was entered into force by the decision of the academic council university dated April 2020. And now we translated this program in English. Made advantage this new program mediation 2020 in CHNU. The study load this program is 90 ECTS credits. The study load is equally distributed between compulsory academic disciplines, disciplines for free choice of students, and practical training of the students enrolled in this program. The student load of theoretical specialized training for persons who will study under the program in 35 credits, and regarding practical specialized training, it is 30 credits. The master degree program in mediation 2020, even more students-centered, involves exclusive use of interactive teaching methods, especially role-playing, games, and another trainings. Structure of this program: 30 credits contains compulsory academic disciplines. One of the compulsory subjects in this discipline, instruments of alternative dispute resolution, with a study load of 5 credits will be mandatory for all master's specialization in law. Our university, our faculty, 30 credits contains specialized disciplines for free choice of students. There are 9 disciplines. 30 credits contains practical training of persons that will study on the master degree program. From September 2020. Now we have negotiation with free legal aid to potential basis for practice of the students. On the following slides, you can see integral competence, general competence, and special competence of our program. This program pays special attention to students centered, and it manifests itself primarily in the fact that it respects and takes into account the diversity of students' interests and their needs, making flexible learning paths for each of them, takes into account and uses various ways of providing educational services if necessary for students, supports and develops a sense of autonomy in the students while providing him with appropriate essential and support for the teachers, promotes the rooting of a culture of mutual respect and mutual responsibility in the relationship students-teacher. Scientific and teaching staff providing a master program in mediation. The main core of the scientific and pedagogic staff, 6 people completed a specialized training at the Netherlands, Latvia, and Spain. 1 teacher's staff from the faculty took part at a 10-day training on non-violent communication in Germany, together with NGO Bukovina Center of Mediation, 2-day training of family mediation and negotiation was conducted for the scientific and pedagogical staff providing the program. From time to time, we organized another special training for teachers, our teachers. We have sometimes we have problem issue with free educational fees our students, and this year we solved this problem. And in accordance with the requirement of the Educational, Audiovisual and Cultural Executive Agents of European Commission in 2020 for application of the master program in mediation of CHNU, 14 state-funded places for allocated. The university has allocated this 14 state-funded places. And maybe material and technical support of the program. We received some gadgets of the MEDIATS program, but the team of the work plan of providing the program with European educational literature in the amount of 600 euros remained unfulfilled. Features of career guidance work among potential applicants of the master's program in mediation in 2020. First of all, for the time being, only electronic resources of the university and social networks are used to attract potential applicants to the master program in mediation. Ongoing quarantine in the Chernivtsi region excluded direct contact with students who may be interested in this program. The most powerful negative factor in the development of career guidance work among potential applicants for the program is the war situation in Ukraine with the disease of residents of the Chernivtsi region. At the end of May 2020, 15 people who are completing the undergraduate status at the CHNU registered for enter into the mediation program, but registration continues, and maybe it was more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions to Ruslana, to Chernivtsi University about the program? Okay, thank you very much. Dear Ruslana, please make us co-organizers.
Подскажите как, я что-то тут...
That's all. We are already.
Okay. Thank you very much. Please, Olena, make the presentation of Karazin University, of the university.
Do you see my screen?
Please don't forget about the time.
Okay. Well, our program is going to implement it in the master program management specialization mediation. So I'm going to to make some brief by general questions about our program. Program's profile. We're going to implement our program in our Karazin Kharkiv National University at the base of Karazin Business School. Our program is 90 credits, so one year, 4 months. And according to requirements of Ministry of Education Ukraine, we should at least 35% of our international program aimed at providing general and professional competencies in management. We are going to start this September. So now we provide some work to attract future applicants, future mediators, and we consider as a target group some current or future mediators who want to get some certificate in mediation, lawyers, psychologists, and anyone who wants to be able to resolve conflicts. And I should mention that in terms of quarantine, many people who has their own business, for example, in tourism or some other fields, start to consider mediation as a new sphere of their business. So we hope that our program will be successful. Our program management has accreditation of Ministry of Education, Science of Ukraine, and this accreditation valid until 2023 July. Also, according to our educational and professional program, we should should teach our applicants some competences, special and professional, ability to apply communication techniques in the work of mediator, ability to comply with the requirements, and so on and so forth, according to standards of management in mediation. About staff, next question. Also, all our teachers, all our staff, we hope has necessary competences, abilities. All teachers taught some special subjects in December and in December 2019 and in January 2020 in Murcia, in Latvia, and also in Breda in February 2019. So we all, I hope, will be able to provide mediation on higher level. And I should mention that after our internship, after our training, we provided several meetings with our staff in KBS, with our students, with some future applicants, and our program. In our program, many professionals are interested, and we also will involve practitioners, mediators, lawyers, and psychologists in our educational process. Our logistical support of the program and the state of classrooms are very high equipped. We have all necessary equipment, media centers. All our disciplines will be provided with necessary outlets, methodological materials. Also, we have very fast Wi-Fi internet in every classroom, and also it helps us provide our current educational process, including thesis defenses, including some state exams. So even if we have some situations with quarantine or some bad situations in the future, we hope that we will manage to all difficulties. Our curriculum, as a core of our curriculum, is a program of Netherlands Business Academy. We took some main disciplines and included them into our study plan. Our study plan also consists of two big parts. This is mandatory, compulsory courses, and professional training in mediation. This part, professional training in mediation, we took, as I said, basically from Netherlands Business Academy, and our curriculum will be built by according to logic of this plan. The main part in this professional training, this is some practical component, and we are planning internship at the end of the first semester, and also at the end of all course, our students will defend master thesis. In terms of promotion, after our training, we had some events. Firstly, as I said, in January, we had meeting with our staff and with some external inviters. Then on May 11, our coordinator had online meeting with experts from the Toriba University and from the Toriba University, I'm sorry, Dana, with you and David. And then also we publish all new information about MEDIATS program on our website, on our Facebook page, Instagram page. Also, we announced, according to our plan of dissemination and promotion, we announced publication of a free collection of articles in mediation. In April, we launched a promotional video on our Facebook page, Instagram page, also on our website. This promotional video, I hope, will have some effect, because after these events, interest to our program was increased, and many people, including specialists who are very interested in some new business, also was involved in this in this program. So about our future plans. September 2020, we are going to launch our master's program, management mediation. Also, we are planning to create a system of the double degree diploma with the Netherlands Business Academy, according to our preliminary agreement. Also, we hope to promote the creation and development of common Ukrainian Mediation Federation, and also as an ambassador of mediation and of a certificate mediator, we want to promote the common values of mediation in Ukraine. In conclusion, I would say that this program has very big potential in Ukraine, and many people who even haven't heard about this field earlier now are very interested in implementation of this program in Kharkiv University as well. Thank you very much for attention.
Thank you very much. Do you have any questions? Okay, let's go on. I want to give the floor to our Azerbaijan partners, to Elmar Mustafa from Khazar University. Please, in brief, give the information about the situation in mediation in Azerbaijan.
Thank you very much, dear friends, dear colleagues. I'm very pleased to see you all. Today, I will very briefly elaborate on the mediation practice in Azerbaijan on behalf of Khazar University and Ganja State University. Mediation, like in Ukraine and Georgia, is a very new practice in Azerbaijan. Until the recent past, almost all the disputes and conflicts used to be settled in the courts. And in the absence of mediation practice, this led to the increasing number of the court cases, which of course had a negative impact on the efficiency of the court system in general. The increased number of the court applications and the decreased efficiency pushed the government to learn the practices of other countries in mediation. And while the lawmakers were studying the practice of other the countries and the drafting the law on mediation, the Ministry of Justice, in cooperation with the Council of Europe, launched the mediation, two pilot mediation services in Baku, Baku Administrative Economical Court and Baku District Court. There were some the cultural resistance from the traditional lawyers and the practitioners, but despite that, the mediation practice in these two courts have proved its efficiency very soon. In total, over 60% of the cases overseen by these two the mediation centers were settled, and the number of applications in these courts decreased drastically. The success of these two pilot programs pushed the lawmakers to intensify their work, and in March 2019, the parliament passed a law on mediation. The law on mediation is based on the guidelines of the Council of Europe, European Commission for the Efficiency of Justice, CEPEJ. The new law enables anyone over 25 to be a mediator with the university degree and at least 3 years of the work practice, plus proper mediation training. Following the enactment of the law, the president issued a decree on the establishment of the Mediation Council, and the Cabinet of Ministers became the governmental body in charge of the establishment of the Mediation Council. The preparation works on Mediation Council finalized in March of this year, 2020, and the Mediation Council started its work. As a first step, the Council, in close cooperation with the European Union, started to organize the trainings, and also this Council registered the individual mediators and the centers offering mediation service. We, Khazar University and Ganja State University, after the launch of the Mediation Council, we started to communicate with the Mediation Council, and we agreed to have the close cooperation in dissemination of the mediation values in the society and the training of the mediators. So following the lift of the quarantine regime, which is extended here until the mid-June, we will have face-to-face contact, and we will extend our cooperation and the collaboration with the Mediation Council. That was the brief situation on mediation here in Azerbaijan, and if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer.
Thank you, Elmar, for the brief presentation. I want to give the floor to Dr. Ceyhun Mamada from Hazar University, who will present the master program.
Thank you very much. Can you see my screen?
We do.
Yes.
Okay. Make it full screen. So the program is Master of Business Administration in Mediation. So it will be offered at the School of Economics and Management. It will be an interdisciplinary program. So it was accredited by the Ministry of Education of Azerbaijan on May 6th. So we got a letter from them, and we intensified our promotional campaigns. So why this field is so important, as Dr. Mustafayev said, this field is new in Azerbaijan, but in the world it has resulted in increasing need for managers, union representative, attorneys, advocates, teachers, government officials, to acquire some skills in order to handle disputes effectively. So delving from this, we have developed an MBA program in mediation, which is sometimes also called dispute resolution or workplace conflict management, to prepare or to nurture professionals who can be mediators and negotiators to resolve different conflicts in different circumstances. So the program is that will offer terminal degree that will qualify our students for senior management or executive positions. The program will be launched in September 2020. The government has allocated 5 places for us, so 5 students will be admitted. Today we also discussed with the university administration to offer 30% tuition waiver. So students who are admitted to this specialty, not depending on the admission scores, they will receive, they will be exempted from the 30% of the tuition. The language of instruction is English. We have already developed the curriculum, which will be discussed with Jan. In 2 days, we will share the curriculum with him to get his feedback. And then the curriculum will be officially certified by the university rectorate. The reading materials and the textbooks have already been defined for all courses. We have also prepared the learning outcomes matrix based on the learning outcomes of the program and the learning outcomes of the courses. We are conducting human capital audit and job interviews to identify the best candidates or teachers who can match with the requirements of these various courses. The structure of the program is as follows. So I will share the learning outcomes later on, not today, considering the time constraint. The program may be completed in 3 semesters or 4 semesters. Usually, the requirement of the ministry is that students must finish in at least 3 semesters, but in maximum 4 years. So each course is worth 6 ECTS. In total, 90 ECTS or European credits are required. We have allocated 60 credits for the courses on mediation. The students who get 65 points out of 100 will pass the courses. 30% is allocated for the midterm exam, 30% for assignments, and the 40% for the final exam. Usually at Hazar University, we have different system for the MBA program. Core courses required 42 ECTS, and then the remaining credits were distributed for the major courses and the elective courses. Considering the requirements that 60 ECTS must be allocated for mediation, we have developed new courses, especially for this program. Core courses, applied economics, applied statistics and the decision making, accounting and finance for decision making, management and organizational behavior, and the strategic management. Since students will come from different backgrounds, so we think that they should have basic knowledge about the economics, management, and the finance, because they will work with different customers. After finishing these courses in the first year, and also in the first semester of the program, they will take Introduction to Mediation course, followed by Mediation Theory and the Practice, which is more advanced and the practical. In the meantime, they will take Negotiation Theory and the Practice course, followed by Conflict Theory and the Psychology of Mediation, Organizational Conflict Resolution, International or Cross-Cultural Conflict Resolution, Business Mediation. These courses with purple color are the new courses which will be offered. We also offer International Business Law, Legal and the Ethical Environment of Business, and the Strategic Business Communication. The other courses which can also be chosen as major courses or major elective courses are Mediation in Consumer Law, Family Law, Property Law, and the Health Law. So we have excluded the other courses on mediation because they are included in business mediation, such as employment mediation or labor disputes and disputes in family business and so on. The additional courses that we offer are human resource management. Here the main focus will be mediation in the resource management. And then leadership, power politics, organizational development and the change, international business, cross-cultural management, and also project management. Still, we don't know if we can offer credits for the internship. We will have to discuss this later. Master thesis is optional at MBA programs in Azerbaijan, but according to the requirements of Karazin University, master thesis can replace 2 courses. So 2 courses with 6 ECTS each. The courses have already been allocated for 3 semesters and the 4 semesters. During the education progress, we will have curriculum evaluation. We will use different methods or models such as Tyler's model and also Roger's model to assess how successful the current formal curriculum is on achieving the expected results. But periodically, we will the curriculum will be updated in order to be sure that the courses are relevant and the program is competitive. Dissemination and the sustainability activities. In order to ensure that we reach the broad audience and also increase the impact of the project, during the project and after it is end, we have planned many dissemination activities that will be efficient and measurable. We have designed the project web page and will develop it soon. We are also preparing posters and the flyers, which will be distributed to local community, universities, and the relevant public and also private organizations. We are also working on other promotional materials, such as presentations and online demonstrators. And we are planning an online graduate information session on June 10th for the students of Azerbaijani universities, so they can be familiar about the program, because on June 18, students will start to choose the programs and apply to the universities. So I assume it will continue for 1 month. We have also talked to the Mediation Council in Azerbaijan, which is new and will start its operation in June 2020. We will share the curriculum with the council as well, and they will be involved in the education process. We plan to arrange project-specific events, which will be open to a broad audience. In November 2020, we want to announce negotiation competition in order to involve students of Azerbaijani universities to show their negotiation skills. In this way, we will also advertise the program, because since the mediation field is new in Azerbaijan and also the program is new, they are not familiar with the courses and also the benefit for this mediation for the career. Meanwhile, we will organize an interdisciplinary conference in May 2021, and we will invite keynote speakers from the partner institutions. During the education process and afterwards, we want to amplify the impact of this project by sending instructors to different universities to deliver guest lectures and also conduct training sessions to assist these universities with capacity building on a regular basis. So it will be a tremendous commitment for the development of education in Azerbaijan. Our long-term project is to establish a center for mediation and dispute resolution. It will be not only oriented for the trainings, but also for research. It will. So our purpose is to create an internationally recognized academic standard, conduct empirical, theoretical trainings, not only for the students, but also for the mediators and also psychologists and so on. This is what I could deliver for now. I try to be fast as possible within 15 minutes. If you have any questions.
Any questions, Alex? Thank you very much for your presentation. And now Razim Aliyev from GCU. 1 minute. Please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to see you all again, and greetings from Ganja, Azerbaijan. It has been a while since we met, and I hope we will meet again face to face, not online. Now let me share my screen. Please let me know if you see my screen.
We do. Okay.
As I said, I am Razim Aliyev from Ganja State University, and in this following presentation, I will talk about the state of development of master program at Ganja State University. This is the outline of the presentation. I will talk about some general things about the master program, curriculum and some courses, teaching staff, dissemination we have done, promotion activities we have done for master program, some management meeting we have, the quarantine and its effects on the program, and also some challenges we have related to the program. So only recently we got approval that we could open a mediation of business disputes program within management program, and it will be within the Department of Management and Tourism at the Faculty of Economics and Management. As for the number of students, it will be 3 initially, because experience shows that starting with low number is better, and over the upcoming years, if we have a need, the students number will grow accordingly. As for tuition, those students who get high scores from admission exams from the State Examination Center, those students will not pay any tuitions. And right now we are trying to encourage students with high scores to apply to the program, and we are very confident that it will not be the case that they will not pay any tuitions. As for the number of mediation-related courses, it will be 8. There will be 4 semesters. 3 semesters will be dedicated to studying, and 1 semester will be dedicated to internship and thesis. It will be full master degree with 120 ECTS, and the date of the final date of the internship will be final semester. As for curriculum, currently we are working on it, and we hope that in like the 2 weeks or so we will finalize it. And these are the number of the mediation-related courses. There are also some other set of compulsory courses, such as from humanities, psychology, English, foreign language, pedagogy, and so on. But I wanted to focus on mediation-related courses. This is the courses suggested by the chair of the department within which the master program will be provided. And we wanted him to contribute as well because he will be the program manager, and he suggested these courses. These are the basics of mediation, methods of mediation, conflict management, psychology of influence, negotiation, mediation in business disputes, labor mediation, mediation in administrative procedures. These are, as I said, suggestions by the chair of the management department. He tried to align the courses with field of management, but we are open to the suggestion, and since we are discussing it here, we would like to hear your recommendations and suggestions about what kind of mediation-related courses we could include in the program. As for teaching staff, it will be mainly teaching staff will be from the Department of Management, and also MEDIATS project members, teachers from other departments who will teach electives, and also we plan to hire some part-time experts from related fields, course and so on. In terms of disseminations, we have done 3 Zoom meetings with potential students and explain them what mediation is and what kind of benefit they could get by studying in this program. And then as for promotion, we prepared a promotional video, and in this video we described details of the master degree program, and then we used paid content promotion by using Facebook ads feature. We put some amount of money, and currently it is running and promoting the program. And by the way, we are planning to prepare the same video for Khazar University as well. We also had some management meeting before the development of the program. We met with Krok University and Khazar University, discussed the details of the program, and then we had some meetings with Khazar University, and we discussed, and these meetings were very helpful, and we also have a WhatsApp group as well. We discuss issues on a daily basis. And in terms of effective quarantine, we haven't been able to provide trainings for teachers yet because of delay of the program, but we plan to provide mediation related courses starting 2nd semester. So we think that there will be enough time to teach those teachers who will work for this program. Also, we had to cancel some promo materials. We're planning to prepare printing materials such as banners, brochures, posters. Now we are doing them online, and we will use online, this online in online format. As for challenges, one of the biggest challenges right now we think of is the internship, because according to our programs in Azerbaijan, at least in our case, students had to have internship in their final semester. And in this case, it coincides with the February to May 2022. And the thing is, we don't know in what stage, in what situation we will be in terms of the project at that time. Probably the project will be finished at that time or so on. So we have to think about what can we do with internship. And this is all. Do you have any questions? We'll be happy to answer.
Dear colleagues, any questions? So we can go ahead and...
No, I have a question, sorry.
Okay, yes.
I have heard that you are going to start program in September, and program duration is 2 years.
Yes.
So it means you will finish program after the project period. How are you going to report about the achievements?
No, we are starting this September.
Yeah, this September plus 2 years. So now it's half of the project. Actually now 1.5 years, maybe a little bit more if extension period will be approved. So half a year more will be added. So how do you think, can you prognose the result, the achievements to report properly?
Yeah, one thing we were hoping that we will get extension. Don't you think that we will have extension enough to,
Well, I think it would be wise, Razim, if you have only 3 students, then maybe we can shorten the program a bit in time by doing it a little bit more extensive in time and give some international extra help on this so you can finish in time. I think this would be wise.
Do you think that it's important to finish the program before the project finish, or?
I think it would be very good to have some people who already finished the program when the project is finished.
Okay.
So at least I think about
I have a question.
Okay, we'll think about that.
But we will try, if it helps, we can help you to give some extra lectures or whatever on some topics so they can speed up a bit.
Okay. Okay, we'll think
Can I
about
ask
that.
a question, guys? I see that Kharkov and colleagues from Azerbaijan put mediation project in management faculty. Yes, it's a management. It's a management. Okay,
Yes,
good.
yes.
And it is you, as I understand from presentation, you tied it with international some kind of trading, management, business. Correct?
It's business related. It's business related.
It's business.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm absolutely satisfied with your answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Thank you for your presentation. And now I want to give the floor to our Georgia colleagues who will make the presentation of the mediation sphere in Georgia. Ucha Dimitashvili, please, from Ilyas State University.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I wish and I hope that all of you are fine and feel healthy. Just before I start, I want to say that Georgia started to reopen its activities this week, and from July we open borders, so we welcome all of you in Georgia as one of the safest countries now in Europe. So regarding mediation, actually many of you, I'm sure you know that in Georgia we adopted law on mediation in September 2019. Actually, before adoption of the law, we already had some provisions about mediation in Civil Procedural Code of Georgia. We had the notary mediation on some cases. So actually mediation started to work in Georgia in 2012, 2013. We called it court mediation because it was more attached to the court system and they were more on family cases. Also, we had labor mediation with the participation of state. We have three-party commission, but now from 2019 we have already regulation. We have the new law on mediation. The big change what we have now according to law is that it was created mediators association. It is official legal entity of public law, and it means that in order to become official mediator in Georgia, you need to be a member of this association. This association was officially created. It has chairman, it has already members from January 2020. The mediators who were before let's say court mediators, now they formed this association and they are new now members of this association. On the other hand, we have already quite good track of mediation, and one of the let's say important changes in law after this law on mediation is that there is mandatory mediation at the court for some cases, meaning that court has the right to send parties to the mediation even if they do not express their consent. We don't know yet how it will work, but the idea of such mandatory mediation was to, on the one hand, to promote mediation, and on the other hand to force, let's say, to force some cases which are small loan cases in the courts, which are labor cases, which are family related disputes, to move more to mediation. So let's see how it will move forward. We as a university and also practitioners, we look on the situation, how it will continue, mainly also after this reopening, because during this period the courts were also working distantly and no big chance for observations. So we hope at next months we will be able to observe how it will develop. So I think I was a bit out of time, so I will give floor to Mr. David on mediation program in our university. Thank you very much, all of you, for your attention.
Thank you very much. David Maysuradze, please make the presentation about the program in Ilia State University.
Hello everyone. I hope you can hear me.
It's so not very good. Can you make louder?
So now you can try. You can hear me better, or?
Yes, a little bit better.
Little bit better. Okay, little bit better works for me. Thank you for Ucha for the introduction. I will try to give you a brief overview of our module and of the activities that we have done so far. After coming back from Murcia to Georgia, we were trying to organize as much meetings as was possible. We had one face-to-face meeting in February, but later when the situation, basic like public health situation has worsened due to coronavirus, we started to have meetings, actually weekly meetings, I would say. We are discussing various issues connected to our module, and are having frequent brainstormings in order to focus on development of our module within the master's degree program. The mediation module, we have built the mediation module within the master's degree program. I will show you on the next slide how the European credits to go and are divided between the program. We have worked on the structure of the mediation module. We worked on the syllabi of the courses. We have developed several courses, and at the same time we are also trying to give some material ground to show our future students that we not just started to work on the syllabi, but we've made some efforts to do researches and theoretical and practical backgrounds in order to smoothly start the module. Currently, we are working on 3 research papers. My colleague Ucha Dzimisterishvili has already completed his research paper on online mediation. So the article covers basically dispute resolution tools, but with the emphasis of the lockdown, how online mediation works during the lockdown. Dimitri Zagnidze is working on a regulation of Georgian mediation with the emphasis of the legislative reform. As Ucha has mentioned, we have law on mediation. So Dimitri Zagnidze's research paper is more covering the is more like commentary of the law, but with with using international perspective analysis. And I'm myself also doing a small research paper on commercial mediation in Eastern Europe, and I will try to cover Eastern Partnership countries. Yeah, let's see how my research will show up. And at the same time, we are also preparing material for accreditation purposes in order to get licenses for our master's degree program. And as I mentioned, mediation module is the part of the master's degree program. According to our current schedule, we have to develop the module until September 2020. From September 2020, the mediation module will start with like full-scale mediation module can start. But though we have to receive a full accreditation in the coming year, not this year, we will start mediation module beforehand this year, but accreditation hopefully we can get next year. Regarding the courses, so as I mentioned, the master's degree program consists of 120 ECTS European credits. Mediation module will have 60 European credits, and it consists of 18 credits on 18 credits on practical clinic. We will try to share we will try to use the opportunity of practical clinic to show them how the mediation is done in practice and give them really practical examples so they can develop not only their knowledge but also their skills. The courses which we think will be essential and important, and some of them will be mandatory courses, is essence and basics of mediation, mechanisms of alternative dispute resolution, commercial arbitration, human psychology and the conflict resolution. So we will try to focus not only mediation, but we will try to generally focus on conflict resolution, and we will discuss mediation as a tool and the possibility to use it in order to solve the conflicts. Also, we will try to focus on online mediation. We will try to focus on commercial aspects of arbitration and mediation. So we are thinking that the courses and the module will be interesting for them. At the same time, as a small benefit, we will have a separate certificate for the module. So the student who will graduate from master's degree program will not only get the diploma for successfully graduating the master's degree, but will also get the certificate if he or she will be successful in receiving 60 European credits from the mediation module. And lastly, I would like to mention that new national accreditation standards of law were approved in April 2020. So as I mentioned, I cannot say that it made our efforts more difficult, because we were concentrated on accreditation standards starting from the last year. But it's still we have to do not only content-wise efforts, how to build the courses in mediation with all the syllabi and research papers, but we have to also do the administrative work as well, how to fulfill the requirements of our educational system, so the mediation module can be licensed officially. We are also trying to use the time in quarantine wisely and go through the syllabi and the material. And as I mentioned, we are trying to work at least weekly with having meetings. Meetings of the working group are held with Zoom and other electronic resources, and promotion of the module has already been started. We already had one meeting in Zoom, and we will try to do as more or as much meetings as it will be possible. I think that was it. Personally, so I'm not sharing my screen anymore. Personally, our team is more interested to get your opinion or to get your views regarding the courses and the syllabi. How do you see, if you saw the previous slide on where I tried to describe the courses, how you see these courses, how do you think they can have, what kind of effect they might have on the students, and what will be your other suggestions? So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
Dear David, thank you very much for your presentation. I wanted, maybe I missed something, but I wanted to ask when are you going to launch the module? Do you hear my question?
No, can you repeat it? I'm sorry.
Dear David, thank you very much for your presentation. I would like to ask when are you going to launch the module, because I think that was not very clear. You told that you will prepare it by September and will launch by the end of the project, but when exactly are you going to do that?
September this year.
September this year. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, so we can move on, and I want to give the floor to Katie van der Wadze from Batumi State University.
Hello, I'm very glad to see all of you. I'm trying to share my screen, but I cannot, sorry. Just a moment. Just a reminder that I'm Katie Devadze from Batumi State University. We are launching the program, like certified program in mediation, 1 year 60 ECTS credit program in mediation. We are starting to launch it in this September. So let's move on in details. So the general description of the program, that it contains 60 credits. It will last for 2 semesters for 1 year. We are creating 60 courses. Part of them are like updation of the old courses, and most of them are absolutely new courses developed for this program. And after graduation of the program, students will be awarded with a certificate with the credits from the university. This program is more or less like a postmaster program, because in Georgia we do not have such a level, postmaster, but we think that it's more or less similar in Europe as you call postmaster program. We are waiting to accept students, applicants who have already passed or received or who are awarded with the master degree program in other directions. So these kind of certified programs at the universities are very popular in some directions. For instance, primary school teachers are like, for them it's like obligatory to receive such credits after the graduation of the general university degree. So we are offering people who are interested in mediation such certified program. So we want to share you the program description. We have divided the courses in 2 semesters. We are starting with more general subjects like mediation and restorative justice for 5 credits. I don't see credits here, sorry, here. Mediation skills and applications for 5 credits. Conflictology. These 2 subjects connected with mediation are new subjects developing now for within this program. Conflictology is an old program, but also updating for mediation program. Social psychology also was is an old course, but generally we have it for 5 credits, but now we are trying to focus on mediation for students who are interested in mediation, so it will be for 3 credits and modified course. Also political risk and analysis for 5 credits, public relations, gender psychology, manipulative and violent behavior in relationships for 2 credits, and the last one is also developing now for this program. And for the second semester, we are moving more in like specific directions of mediation, because the students have already know something about mediation, like introductory parts. So now we will move on in civil and commercial mediation, in business mediation for 5 credits, family mediation, like field research methods in interviewing for 5 credits, stress and health. This subject we teach on for psychology students, and it's for 5 credits, but we will modify also, we are modifying this course for 3 credits, and for people who are going to be mediators, because we think that they should also know, it's good to know something about stress and its influence on our health and on our lives. Human behavior in a social environment, lawyers' representation in a mediation process, this will be also a new subject, ethics in mediation, and internship in mediation for 5 credits. This internship we are thinking to have on the second semester, and at the moment we are working to have some communications with the organizations and like societies and companies who are with whom we can arrange the internships for our students. Also, we are interested if we will have the internship abroad for the first year students, as it was planned in our project. So how many credits it will cover, because for instance, if the internship abroad will be for 2 credits, the last 3 credits will be obtained at our university and in our partner organizations. So at the moment we are working to sign some agreements and to arrange this kind of future internships in the organizations who are working on mediation in Georgia. So generally we are waiting for enrollment of 15 students, and there will be 12 academic staff. There are 12 academic staff who are working on developing this program. And so we have 16 courses for this program. There are 11 new courses developing in the frames of MEDIATS project, and there are 5 courses which are updating in the frames of our project. And what about the promotional campaign? We will promote the program with our university website and also with our Facebook pages of the university and our psychology clinic. And also we have a very good like website portal for alumni of our university. So not all, but maybe all alumni within these last 10 years are in touch with the university via this website, like portal BSU EduG. So it will be very easy to communicate, to spread information about the program within this portal, because this is a good opportunity, I think. And what about the enrollment procedures? The student will register at the registration office of BSU. Now, if the situation will change and there will be again the quarantine, we are thinking that maybe allow applicants to do these registrations only online. Then the commission will review the applications, and then the individual interviews will be appointed. So students are should have knowledge in English and should have the degree in master already. So we are thinking about some risks because at the moment in Georgia everything is opening, but still we are mostly working online. So today it's my first office work at my job. So universities are not open yet. So we should think about some risks if in the September we will work also again online. So it really will make some difficulties, we think. Especially it means that we should offer our applicants, our future students, online learning. So we already have some experience because we are this semester whole university is working online as you are doing it, but when these are the old students, but when we are promoting our new program in a new direction, because not many people know lots of things in mediation, we should be like we should we have so many competitors in the field of online studying. Batumi State University is thinking to have students mostly from our region who are already having their jobs in Batumi or in Ajaria region, who are studying here, living here, and thinking about like lifelong learning studying. So we are thinking that the people who lives here will be interested to enroll here and study master mediation program. But when we offer online studying, we are not the best university in online. So there are so many offers in the world, in the worldwide, that students, the applicants can choose any other university or course online. So I think it will be very difficult, or a little bit difficult, to have students interested in our program. So also there are some risks that there are so many subjects that are like practical subjects. Even when we were in Murcia, in Riga, and studying mediation, we had so many practical work, dividing in groups and so on. So some subjects will be very difficult to teach online in mediation. So also there are a big risk also regarding internship, because we know that internships are mostly when you go somewhere and see how other people work. So even though, especially the internship abroad, what we are planning in our project, and also general internship in Georgia during the quarantine, it will be a big risks regarding this. That's all, I think. Yeah, thank you so much. If you have any question, I'm here to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Do you have any questions? Thank you, dear colleagues, for your speeches and your time. And please, who didn't send me your presentation, please do it today, because we want to upload it to the Google Drive to make the report. We finish now the first part of our conference, and now will be the second one, the mediation in European countries, where our European partners will share their experience in working with the mediation program in the period of quarantine, and also other issues will be discussed in this section. So please, I don't know, maybe Jan will start.
Yes, I will start. Can I share my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, is the screen there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I must say that I'm very pleased and even proud seeing especially also some enthusiasm about mediation, all the work that has been done. So thank you all for this. It gives us very good spirit to keep on going. I also have to be careful because I can see that where Galina and Andre are very well guarding everything around the project, I also look beyond the project. So I want us to be successful on the longer term, not just on the terms of the project. So forgive me if I say things that are not only related to the project. Yes? So let's start with some happy news, celebration. In Holland, we had a survey and more than 35 of all people and companies now go to mediation first before anything else. So that is really for us a very positive thing. And we reach the number of more than 1 million mediations a year at this moment. So that's, I think, a very good perspective for all. We do not have any mandatory mediations, so this is all free will of companies and people. So I think there's a lot of potential on this. So what we have been doing is working on the International Certified Master Mediation. And this was the idea where we all committed to. There are many other universities that also want to join in. So you see some other names on it that already asked to be part of it, but up to us to say yes or no, of course. But the most important thing is, how do we get the thing started for the registers? First of all, about the content. We translated the professional profile of our master, all the module descriptions and the evaluation forms. I will send it to Galina and she can distribute it to all the colleagues. So you can see exactly our module descriptions and our evaluation forms. So that can be a basis for all the content. Second, I heard some people talk about the internships. Yes, internships can be awarded, at least in our system, for credits. But in the way we now constructed it, it's not in it, because there's practical assessments, and these have the credits at this moment. Another remark is that in all the masters I've seen until now, two topics are not there. One is the multi-style. What we have been doing in the central basic course in Murcia and Riga was about facilitative mediation, but there are many more styles, and I do not see in the masters at this moment the multi-style approach. And one very important part is the systematic approach, the system approach, which is also a topic that normally would be part of the master. So I would be very pleased if this can also be added to the masters. And the last point on the content, especially if I hear people who already are making some researches, articles, whatever, I want to have the body of knowledge centralized. So if you can inform us of everything which is produced by either staff or students, it would be very nice to collect it, so it's available for everyone. On the digital, of course, in this period, everything is digital. And as a mediation federation, we conducted a research in what was acceptable, what do we accept as mediation federation in the Netherlands. First of all, mediations can be done online. That was agreed on. And almost all the mediators in Holland at this moment even have more work than before, because there are a lot of conflicts at home. So lots of mediations. And they are all online, no problem at all. Then on the educational part, knowledge trainings also confirmed, no problem to do knowledge trainings online. Assessments are done online. What is not allowed to be done online because it is proven not to be effective, skills training. So all the skills training are not accepted. But on the other hand, let me go back one. Never waste a good crisis. I think we are now all going online. I do agree with Katie that it is impossible to compete with the big universities on online trainings, etc. But we have the specialists. And among each other, we have the specialists. So what we should do is use more the knowledge of the other universities and exchange online webinars or whatever, trainings, classes. So there can be, let's say Dana in Riga is performing one class and all the other students from all the countries can join in. Something like this would make it much more efficient for everyone. On the certification, very important. So the Institute's International Mediation Register certifies universities, teachers, and mediators. And on the part of the master degrees, you can choose. Either you only put in your local degree, you can with us, or maybe with one of the other partners, have a double degree, you can have a joint degree, or if the degree is quite difficult in your own country, you can just go for the Dutch degree. That's also possible. So if you're really interested in this, just contact me and we can see what to do on it. And of course, we make the agreement on that. For the promotion, I already heard some of it about the federations in the countries, but we really have to work on that also, that we are somehow part of this. And I should think, but maybe this is later in the project, we will have some international conferences. At this moment, there are a lot of demands from other countries for international conferences on this. So we should use it. I think this is the most important part. On the agreements, I made a draft for a central agreement. Sorry. I made the draft for a central agreement and I will send it to all the universities and up to you what you want on this. Okay. Any questions?
Thank you very much for presentation. Dear colleagues, do you have any questions? Not yet. So please, Dana, make the presentation or make the information about the situation.
Okay, yes, hello everybody. So I'll try to share screen. Could you please allow me to share? All right. Yes, so my presentation will be very short about mediation in these COVID times. And well, I'll share experience of Latvia. First of all, when the restrictions in the COVID regime started in the mid of March this year, first of all, there was quite a confusion in Latvia and all the mediation processes completely stopped. But like after some 3 or 4 weeks of complete freezing of mediation situation, the Mediator Association decided to encourage the parties to proceed with mediation in online regime because we saw that more and more institutions and professionals are working in like online regime, so why not the mediation? And therefore, most of the mediators, I would say like 95% of the mediators continued their work completely remotely with their clients. Of course, in the beginning of mediation, we warn the clients that there are specifics of and risks about confidentiality, but most of the clients chose to continue settlement of disputes through mediation. And also the finances from the state, finances from the Ministry of Justice continued, and families can still receive 5 charge-free mediation hours in family cases. I would say that statistics show that in this COVID regime, mostly the family law mediation cases continued, but those related to business and to labor law and other issues are still quite slow and waiting for better times, probably after June 9, when all the restrictions will be, most of the restrictions will be cancelled. So the good thing is that we continue. What is changed? Well, usually in Latvia, we admit new mediators in each year in September, October. So this year, new examination will not take place, and it is postponed until the next year. The date is not fixed yet, but because we have to work in very close cooperation with candidates, so mediators decided not to admit new candidates this September. So this is something unexpected, but well, this is postponed not for the whole year, but maybe for the 6 months. And also we had to, the mediators of Latvia had to call a general meeting, the annual general meeting of mediators. And it was also decided to hold this general meeting in online regime and to do this remotely. There are some legal issues and legal disputes. Would it be considered as a legal general meeting? But we believe that the Ministry of Justice will tolerate this exception due to COVID time. So we will have the general meeting, but only in an online regime. And coming back to the project, I'm very happy about this particular project and about what we have reached in project. And my greatest happiness is connected with this time with Ukraine, because we are preparing currently one legal article about mediation in close cooperation with Ukrainian partners. And we are working on supervision of master thesis of Ukrainian students about mediation. So we're looking forward to receive the first names of the students who have chosen their subjects in mediation. So this will be our input to the development of mediation. And I hope that this is only the start. We have made a good field of contact, and so we look forward to work on new articles and new theses, new projects, and new things. So many thanks to you, and I look forward to meet you in the presence next time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and also for information, and also thank you for the previous meeting about the article. So, dear colleagues, do you have any questions to Dana? Okay, so we can move on. And from UCAM, I think that Francesca, yes, will be the speaker.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon.
Hello.
First of all, yes, I want to start by saying that I'm really, really, really happy to see you all, colleagues and friends, I would say, after 2 years. So it is my big pleasure to make this short presentation. Generally speaking, I agree with Jan that we should take the opportunity of that this crisis is giving us. I would say not just with our project, but in general. So generally speaking, because the situation in Spain, of course, is very we are facing a very delicate period, especially with the judicial system. So all the other processes, I think this is very common also in other countries. Also in Italy is happening the same. So all the processing are facing a very significant delay, and so the professionals, also the people in general are very nervous and are starting to see and to understand all the flaws, even more the flaws of the regular judicial system. So we are facing and we are experiencing that the mediation as one of the possible conflict resolution is an opportunity. And indeed, in Spain, we still don't have, as you have seen, we still don't have a very strong structure, like for example, in the one you have in Holland or somewhere else in the world. But we are working on the culture of mediation itself. So we have seen many professionals, not just mediators, but in general lawyers and generally speaking experts, providing free, general and exhaustive information on the mediation, and also going on with all the processes with the online system, which is the only possible way. So in this case, I would say it is, despite, of course, I'm not forgetting all the crises and all the absolute disaster that we are living, that we are experiencing today. But this can be an opportunity, and it is a possibility for mediation to be known, especially in a country like ours, like Spain, and I would say also Italy. So the strategy is to provide people with, for the moment, with free information and with free consultation on the matter. And we have also seen an increase of the numbers of mediations, even with all the inevitable problems, because nothing compares to a face-to-face encounter. But still, this is especially because the judicial system is going to collapse even more than before. We see here an opportunity for us to grow as representatives of the culture of mediation in general. I also wanted to add a couple of things. I've listened, and I was very interested in hearing all your presentations, and I think all of you made made your best, and I'm quite impressed by some of your programs. And I would say, I just wanted to add a couple of things. I didn't want to interrupt before, but right now I think it's the right time to ask probably a couple of questions or to give more suggestions, because we have seen, especially, well, in our free encounters in Breda, in Riga, in Murcia, we have seen how important is the practical aspect of mediation. We have seen, this is my general opinion, not just related to mediation, but we have seen that the practical activities in general are the best way to understand. So I've seen that some of you have provided a curriculum with a lot of practical activities, but I would recommend that all the curricula had seriously more hours of activities, of practical activities, because it is, in my opinion, the most important thing to do in such a short period of formation. And I would like also to know more about the internship, because the internship represents a magnificent possibility to implement the practical activities. And I think it is also it would be a great opportunity for the students to see some real world. So I would suggest to add something to be a little more concentrated on internship, and where possible to recognize the worth amount of credits to later. I know it depends on the institution. It depends on the context. And I'm also seriously very impressed by your commitment on dissemination, because it is all about the dissemination today. It is all about the spreading of a culture that includes also the mediation, because the world, as we have seen, especially, I remember this has been said by Gea and Jan and Marion. No, I got it. I have a terrible memory, but of course I remember Marion. And to try to spread, to disseminate, because the culture must change. So I've seen many interesting projects. For example, the continuous dialogue with the federations. This is very positive. With the councils, it depends on the state, of course. And so I would say this is very positive. And also another very short thing to conclude, and answering to the concern of Katie, and we have spoken in a video conference with Batumi University. We have also had contacts with Chernivtsi University, and it was a very good time in both occasions, I should say. But I know that this crisis and all these incredible events that are occurring have happened in a very unexpected way. So none of us could expect anything like this. So I understand that it is not, not every one of us is ready, technologically speaking, to provide and to start this new path. And this is totally understandable, because it requires also an important investment and in general. But I would not undermine the human resources that we have, the human person behind the screen, not just the technological resources. And here we have all trained people, and you also have the support by us experts. So I wouldn't be worried about the future possibilities of the project, of your project. This is just something to say that we should take the opportunity to show our expertise. So not just be worried about the technological limits. And then I guess this is all. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Francesco. You smoothly moved to the next section, to the evaluation of the programs in mediation of the partner universities. Dear colleagues, do you have any questions to Francesco? Okay, thank you. So we can start the next session about the evaluation programs in mediation by EU experts. Jan, please.
Yes, if we look at what we received, but I think here the colleagues from KROK can tell it even better than we do. The only thing is what we saw from the general evaluations and what we discussed with the EU representatives was that everything in the project was considered to be very positive and quite professional, but still there were a lot of concerns. So for example, in Azerbaijan, we got from the representative from the EU in Azerbaijan a letter, and this was also distributed to Brussels, which had a lot of questions, a lot of remarks, although in general it was considered to be a very positive project, but there were a lot of aspects. We had contact with the colleagues over there. So maybe Galina, you can add something to this.
Well, actually, I think we can ask our colleagues from Azerbaijan if they contacted their national Erasmus office. But I think that all the national Erasmus offices, while they do this monitoring, they are very cautious about all the activities and recommendations what they do, and they try to list a lot of recommendations just to push the partner. So I don't think that this feedback is something bad or something. I think let's ask Elmar, Ulkar, maybe Ruslan, if they contacted directly the National Erasmus office. And I think that when we prepare the progress report, that we have to submit in June, July, because we, as you know, we had to submit it in mid-April, but due to coronavirus outbreak, not all universities managed to provide information, and so we postponed it. We wrote the letter to the European Commission, and they allowed to postpone it till June, July. I think that as soon as I think that today the seminar provided very good results. I think that all partners did a great job, and they prepared the program. They have the list of courses, the ACTS, the requirements, everything they have planned for enrollment campaign for promotion. I already saw very good videos on Facebook that they are disseminated. And I think that all partners are ready to launch the program since September, and all these facts we have to include to the progress report. And so I will ask, we will ask partners also to provide more information. I think this will be maybe in some weeks. To provide more information, just if to look at the situation from today, because you already have some more developments and more results.
We communicated, Galina, we communicated already with the national office here in Azerbaijan, and it was very surprising for us because we had we were not expecting that report from the National Erasmus Office. They told us that it was mainly due to some emails that sent to the coordinator and co-coordinator that were not responded by neither for coordinator and co-coordinator, and they said that there is some miscommunication issue from the coordinator and co-coordinator. But from our side, while we had the meeting at Ganja State University, we have delivered, we have told all the necessary things that happened in the 3 meetings in the Netherlands, in Latvia and the Spain, and we explained the preparation works for the master degree, and we were telling the truth. We were expecting the better the report. However, after the report, we contacted them, and they explained it with that despite some the emails sent by the Erasmus office, they haven't received any the answer. That was how they tried to explain the reason.
Okay, but I think that as soon as we update the information for progress report, we can also send them part of your results of your achievements, and so they will see that everything is going fine. Because for me, that letter was also a surprise. But from our National Erasmus office, we also received a very long letter with a list of recommendations. But this is before they try to see everything, just to prepare us to make the project, to make us work better, to perform better, and so and
Guys,
to make things perfect.
Guys, I think this is the topic for steering committee meeting, not for this meeting. Maybe our colleagues from teaching staff has some questions each to other and have to discuss something. And we will meet during steering committee soon in online, and we'll discuss the progress report and so on.
Okay, I think that is wise, but I think it's very important that everyone involved is showing enthusiasm about the project. I had another discussion with Francis, that's France, which is the person in Brussels coordinating it. And in general, she was very positive and even urging us to submit new projects as a follow-up on this one. So on this part, I think they are very positive. So good job, everyone, on this. Thank you very much. And I think there's a lot more possible. Yeah, so on this, I don't think we need any extension, but if necessary, it can be discussed, but I don't think we should go for it. Let's try to move on. Most countries are opening up, so I think this autumn we can restart the physical combination. To me, there's one thing very important. If we want to raise the standards of all the master classes and the content of the masters, I think it's very important that there is a lot of contact between the professors and people involved in all the classes. So somehow we must set up groups from all universities on the same topic. So let's say for psychology, that the teachers in psychology have some kind of group coordinated by us, and they can discuss what should be the content and especially what should be the relation to mediation on it. I assume that they are top specialists in their topic, but how to make it mediation oriented, that might be a challenge. And we don't have to invent it on 7 places. So please, let's coordinate this. I don't think that there are any meetings planned for this. So this might be perfect to do this online. And let's discuss in the steering committee how we can improve this. Yes, is that clear on this part? Is there anything else on this aspect that you like to have discussed? Can I share my screen again, Julia?
Yes, of course. You can do this. Yeah.
Okay. So just to be clear, our program is 60 European credits, of which 30% can be adjusted to the local. So especially all those who have 90 credits, they have full freedom to do whatever they want. To come back to Francesco, you mentioned the skills and the skills trainings. Yes, in mediation, this is essential. But in Holland, under the law of Holland, you cannot have skills trainings, only skills trainings as accreditation points. So it must be embedded in the content. So what we normally do, we have a masterclass, and there's content in the masterclass, and we have some practical sessions added to it, but incorporated in. And as long as it's incorporated in, you can also give your credits to it. And this is, for example, the basic course we have been doing in Riga and Murcia is not allowed to be within the 60 credits. This is extra, this is basic. But very important to embed it in the master classes. Yeah, so up to you how we do it, but be careful that just skills is quite difficult. Okay. Any other questions on this part? Julia, any more?
I don't know. So maybe you will tell about the future plans about the accreditation more detail, or it will be on the steering committee.
It will be on the steering committee, but what I will do this week, I will send the draft of the agreements also on the accreditation to all people, to all the universities. And we will send all the content materials, the module description, the profile, and the evaluation forms. So each of the universities can contact us with any questions on this regard. I will also try to make some kind of strategy paper of how we can promote it better, because I think promotion is one of the most important parts that has to be done now. Because if we train people, but then afterwards there's no work for them, it will be a very short-term project.
Okay, dear colleagues, do you want to say something more?
I wanted to say something regarding the books. Can you share as the list of the books recommended from you in English that we can buy, because we have money in the project for books. We have a list for Georgian books, but it will be very nice to have some suggestions from you what you are using, some books in English. Thank you.
Yes, I especially had this request, I think 3 times from Cenifci. So sorry that we didn't supply yet. I have been searching for English literature because there's a lot of Dutch literature. What we are doing at this moment is making a complete translation about the basic book on mediation, which is used by all mediators in Holland. But you can imagine this is a 700-page book. This takes some time for the translation. So we are working on it. One of the most active international Dutch mediators, she made a complete handbook, and this is already in English. She still has 20 copies, and she promised to give it to us. So this is also a quite extensive book with all the techniques on mediations in it. So I think this is quite good. Then it means that each of the universities will have at least 3 copies. Okay, I will try to get it done, but with Corona, it's also quite difficult to see people at the moment. The Mediation Federation Netherlands is now doing a research on international literatures. So especially for this project, the Mediation Federation Netherlands said, okay, we will find out good literature. At this moment, we only use Dutch literature in Holland, so this is why we do not have it basic. Maybe Dana has some other English literature on it, but maybe this will help. Maybe you can give us some advice on this, Dana.
Well, what I can do, I can send a list of literature of English. I have just a copy from each book, but well, I can share the list of literature which I would recommend to consider to use and to book online.
Would be perfect. Would be perfect. So from our side, I think.
Sorry, I would like to say that Dana already sent the list of articles, publications, online resources, and they included to the latest issue of newsletter. So you can find it right there.
Okay, that helps. And then from our side, I expect to have it within 3 or 4 weeks. So, yeah, Katie, does this answer your question?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. I think that we can go to the final remarks. And, thank you very much for your time, for your great job, for your presentations. Of course, it's better to see each other in offline, but due to the situation, it was great to see you online. Thank you very much, and we hope that it will be more productive next time, and it will just it is just a start of our programs and our communication in this field, because as Jan said, it will be like a small consortium of the teachers who can share of their experiences, of their information to each other. And I think that it will be a great contribute to each programs. So Oleg, something you want to say? Yes?
Okay, yes, I want to say goodbye. Just I'm here, but I do like this.
Okay, Julia, thank you so much for being the host of this.
I think that next time it will be in Kharkiv offline, not online. And from September, I think that countries will open and we can do this.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Julia, please share, upload the video somewhere.
Okay.
And the presentations.
Maybe
Presentation,
and
please
presentation.
don't forget to send the presentation who didn't do this till now. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.